When I came inside for a snack, I didn't forget to take off my boots. I left them on because I was going right back outside.
Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday. Is that exciting?
Lunch day.
Hot lunch day. Tig is going to walk to school today because she's a little slow getting out of bed. Was not a good morning. So she's going to walk to school because she can leave quite a bit earlier than me driving Caden over to school. And it's gorgeous out, so why not be outside as much as possible before sitting in a classroom full of stinky old grade 4 kids? I was waiting for the comment. She got it. So we're going to start this day off. We're trying to start it with scrambled eggs and toast, but the kids opted for other things, which doesn't matter. That's okay. More scrambled eggs for Dad. Clancy has a meeting first thing on Tuesday morning, so he is already working away. So I've got to get out the door and get Caden to school. It's going to be a good day. I hope you guys are having a great day also. It feels super weird to be leaving for Tegan to be walking herself to school, but that's definitely the goal this morning. I've got to do something about my camera. It's got face track on and it keeps turning and she keeps disappearing. We're teaching this boy how to start the car because it's a standard, it's a different procedure. And with the truck, you can just hit a button in the house. Okay, climb in. All right, push the clutch in well, you've got to take it out of gear, make sure it's in neutral. So push the clutch in.
How do I make sure it's in neutral? I push the clutch in.
Push the clutch in all the way and then pull the gear shift back a little bit and make sure it wiggles around a lot.
Yeah?
Nope, you're in second now. Push it forward. You're on the gas. Get your foot off the gas.
Oh, that's a gas.
That's a gas. Left foot clutch. This one, all the way in. There you go. And now wiggle the gear shift around. Is it okay? I think you're good. Okay, start it up. Good job. Miss Addison is already playing. She's got Bunny all dressed up, and she has Kieran's toque. Let me see Bunny. What's she dressed up as today?
Princess.
A princess.
Look, she can also do what I can do.
Aw, she can sit like a flower.
I can too.
I have got things organized today. That always makes things so much easier. I've got supper all figured out. Because it's Tuesday, we're having tacos. Taco Tuesday, you guys. Not really. We're having tacos, but not because it's Tuesday. It's because the avocados are ripe. They were ripe yesterday, so we're hoping that they're still ripe today and not a waste of time. I hate it when you just miss it. Anyway, I have got beans over here that have been soaking overnight so that I can get refried beans going, making our own homemade refried beans. And before I take my jacket off, I'm going to run downstairs and dig through the freezer to try and find some ground beef. I always find it so cold when I come back in from driving the kids. I can hardly wait for summer weather. I can hardly wait for summer. But I don't want to rush it because summer goes by in a blink. You know how it goes.
A few moments later.
I was lucky. I knew where the ground beef was, and I'm even planning ahead, and I brought up a roast because that is on our meal plan too, and that's going to take a little while to thaw out, and it's cold. Best friend made Ichiban that he didn't have time to eat, so he shared it with Miss Addison Pattison before he headed off to school, and she is a princess. Because we're having tacos today, I have to make refried beans. We don't have any left in the freezer, so I've got my beans going here. I've got my Instant Pot out over here. I went and got my onions, and because we're like right at the end of this bag, I have like the moldy onion dilemma. It seems like we're usually okay, but this week, not so much. That's pretty ooey. So we have to peel back, find out what's good. And then I got to get these refried beans going. I'm going to try and get my taco meat going because Addie has decided that she would like to go over and play at the playground at the school for a little while before Tegan gets out of school. And then usually Tiggy wants to play for a little bit too. So I want to have everything done so that I can hang outside with the girls and just let them play without having to worry about rushing home to make supper. So if I've got the taco meat and the refried beans done, the rest of it is easy peasy. So in here, I've got my pinto beans that we're soaking overnight. I've got 1.5 onions because I've more than doubled the recipe, a bunch of garlic, some cumin, some salt, and some pepper. And that's all it takes, you guys. I will run that through for about an hour because you want your beans to overcook. This recipe is called refried beans without the refry. You can go and look it up, Google it. It's on all recipes, and that's it. Like, you overcook the beans. I take some of the liquid out and then you just mash it up and just mash it all together into a nice smooth refried bean paste, and it is the best refried beans we've ever had. In fact, none of us like the canned ones anymore because they're too salty, and this way we can control the salt content. You can throw a jalapeno in there. I don't happen to have any. I think I might run downstairs and check to see if I have any of the canned green chilies because those will also work. It just gives it a hint more flavor than just the beans itself. I'm going to get those going. Never buy refried beans. Make them yourself, especially if you have an Instant Pot. Super easy, super cheap, and I freeze about 3/4 of it and just keep using it, pulling out what we need and using it on taco nights whenever we have them. And it's just a super easy way to do it. This works really well if you're doing one of those one ingredient type lifestyles that people are doing right now. Addie's outside playing with the cat. She came in to get a sweater because she's feeling pretty cold. It's beautiful outside, but I guess not quite warm enough to be out there without a jacket or a sweater. Taking her boots off. They're so funny. They can wear them on there, but they choose not to. And I have decided, after Googling it, to go ahead and make guacamole with the ripe avocados that I have. Some of them were perfect yesterday, so hopefully they're still good today. You know how that goes. So I'm going to make guacamole out of all of them. I have 4 good-sized ones. These are pretty big. And because I freeze my guacamole from Costco, I figure, why not make these and freeze them? And after Googling, it's perfectly okay to do it with your homemade guac. I don't know why it wouldn't be. So I'm going to make up a big batch and freeze it. So then taco night for the next couple of times will be super easy because I will have fresh guacamole frozen. I will have refried beans frozen, and all I'll have to do is the meat. Sounds like a win-win situation to me when I make my tacos pretty much from scratch. Addie's stressed out because the cat climbed a tree. You're the princess. So I'm just supposed to run out here and do something because you're the princess? Daddy to the rescue. Pretty good looking avocados. I've got this mashed up. I've added olive oil because I read that it's supposed to keep it from discoloring. I have fresh lemon to go in it, so I'm going to squeeze that in. There are lots of things that you could add to guacamole, but I tend to be fairly careful just because we've got people who like it really hot and spicy down to people who don't. So I've just added a bit of crushed garlic in there. Addie is still a little bit picky about what she eats. Sometimes she will eat guacamole, other times she won't. So I'm trying to keep it mild just in case she does want to eat it. Being able to freeze our own homemade guacamole could be like a real game changer. All of our avocados went bad last time I went shopping at Costco. And it's so frustrating because here it's about $7.99 a bag for 5 large avocados. So they're not really cheap, and to have them all go bad, we still cut them open. We still try to go through and try to find all of those little green parts that don't have all the strings in them, because that's the worst when they get super stringy. But being able to make guacamole and freeze it, that's mostly what we use them for anyway, so that would be perfect. Okay, I've got the ultimate critique.
Just run the guacamole.
Oh.
It tastes like avocados. And they're kind of spicy. Just a little bit.
After getting the okay from Addie, I finished mixing it up. You can see the little flecks of garlic in there. I throw in a little bit of chili powder in mine because we like the flavor of it. And it's in Ziploc bags. This is for tonight. And this one here is in the freezer for next time we have tacos. I'm trying to grab a few minutes to work on income tax because Addison is doing such a good job of keeping herself entertained. But I was just informed that she has made oatmeal and I need to go outside so that I can see her amazing snow oatmeal. Oh, it totally looks like oatmeal. Okay, so I got a little sidetracked by doing income tax and I didn't manage to get the taco meat cooked up. Our beautiful sunshine is gone. I don't know where it disappeared to. My refried beans went off and I still haven't checked to see if they're cooked enough. And I have a beautiful little princess out on the trampoline who's waiting for me to jump with her. So for any of you wondering, this is why you wouldn't get married in March or February here, because it's just a hot mess. And your beautiful white dress, dragging through all the mud and slop, would turn it into quite the disaster. I'm wondering if you're going to wish that you hadn't worn that. We're off to get Tiggy, trying to leave enough time to be able for Addie to play on the playground for a few minutes before we have to come home.
I did it.
We've got our Tiggy girl, and our Miss Addie doesn't look too bad for having played on the playground in this outfit. Refried beans are all ready. Taco chips with cheese, beef, lettuce, and Nala's getting a ride. She's being so sweet and cuddly. Oh, Caden messed with the dog. Oh boy. Addie's making up her own alphabet. Nice hair. It kind of feels like it never rains, but it pours. There have just been a lot of things this week. Caden is working on a speech for school that he really doesn't want to do, and that has been very traumatizing for him, to say the least. I think the rest of us might be traumatized too. So apparently he does it day after tomorrow. Hopefully he's in that group. Otherwise he does it on Friday. And we're just trying to get the poor kid through it. It is not something that he wants to do. And it's talking about like having character and encouraging him to dig deep on this one. And it has been a rough go. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out with us today. I hope you enjoyed seeing how we make our taco dinner, how we make all of that huge batch of refried beans and freeze it ahead for other taco dinner nights, and also how we made guacamole and froze it. I'm pretty stoked about that. It was delicious. It didn't turn brown at all, and we have a nice frozen packet of it in the freezer, and I think I learned something new today. This will be something that we definitely add into our rotation so that my avocados don't go bad. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We'd love to have you join the McNeil family. We'll see you soon.